Baby, you're a stitch man. Baby, you're a stitch man. Baby, you're a stitch man. Duh. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Good morning, Flosstube. It's a beautiful Thursday morning, even though I have a feeling it might be Friday afternoon when I actually post this, but it's a beautiful Thursday morning right now. Beautifully cold, beautifully rainy. I do not like hot sunny days. This is perfect weather for me. So welcome back to my channel. Welcome to all my friends. Welcome to all my enemies. I'm glad you're all here. To any new people that might be here for the first time, I hope you like it. To all of the returning people that are here every time, thanks for coming back. And to the 4 or 5 people who always instantly dislike everything I do no matter what it is, welcome back to you too. And spoiler alert, if you didn't like the first 11 videos, you're not gonna like this one either. I hope everybody's had a really good couple of weeks. I've had a really good, really productive couple of weeks. I actually, despite the temptation not to, I actually stuck to my plan and I only worked on one thing for the entire 2 weeks just to see how far I would get. So I don't have as many different things to show today, but believe it or not, I feel like I still do have a pretty decent amount of stuff to talk about, and most of it actually stitching related. I'm not just gonna put on my jester hat and dance around for you for half an hour. I might do a little bit of that, but I think I've actually got more stuff to talk about than I even normally do. I'm not sure how that happens, but stay tuned for the one whip that I've got to show. It's an exciting one. And I do have what seems like a pretty decent amount of relevant stuff to talk about. I wrote it all down in a completely random order, which is not helpful for me at all. So much easier if I can just look at my list and go in order, but whatever. I'll deal with it. I'll piece it together. It'll be like a jigsaw puzzle that you just dump out of the box and piece it all together. It'll be fun. But I mean, that's why I think it probably won't be up till Friday, because I've created a lot of unnecessary work for myself here. I know what I should do first. A lot of you are probably here just to see if you won the Heaven and Earth pattern or not. So I can get that out of the way first if you don't want to like skip through and try to find it or like sit here for all of my foolishness. I'll just get that out of the way first, right after I burp. I could not believe the amount of people that said Uranus, and I laughed at every single one of them. I remember when I did my first giveaway, my code word or whatever was octopus, and even then I even commented, I'm stunned at how many people actually said octopus, and I think it was around 60 or 65 people. 229 people said Uranus. It was just Uranus. Anus is everywhere. I loved it. So I went to the random comment picker and I picked a comment and I filmed it. I haven't actually done that yet. I'm just pretending I did that. I'm going to edit it in. Movie magic. So here we are at the random comment picker. And look at this. 229 of you fools actually said Uranus in your comments. And most of you actually made a joke, which makes my heart all full of joy. And so we're going to spin the wheel of Uranuses here and see what we come up with. Boo, Linda Stitches, who also has a Tim Hortons in Michigan. Tim Hortons, Uranus, big long comment. I love it. You win. Woohoo! There, wasn't that fun? Wasn't that smooth? Didn't it look like I already had that done first? I probably should have had it done first instead of at the end so I could actually say the person's name right now. But congratulations to the winner, whoever you may be. I'll comment on your comment or something. I'll put my email or Instagram or something. You can send me a message. We'll get in touch somehow. It all worked out last time. It was a bigger mess than this and it all worked out. So we'll figure it out. Congratulations. One of the things that I was going to do today to like fill in some of the time was I was going to have my wife, Melissa, on with me, and we were going to do a fun little like meet my wife kind of segment, which unfortunately is not going to happen today. but she does want to do that, and like maybe if we plan this out better, we might be able to do that for next time. This was a little bit of confusion too. I wasn't just like throwing an idea out there hoping to reel her in and force her to do it if people like wanted her to do it, like pressure her into it. I was not speaking on her behalf. I do not have a death wish. I would never presume to speak for her, lest I take my life in my own hands. So she did agree to that ahead of time. But we weren't really, I wasn't anyway, really thinking when I said that, hey, maybe she'll join me next time, that like, listen to this. She works full time supporting all of us here in the house. She, on top of work, is going back to school to pick up some extra courses so that she can get into nursing and become a real nurse, which I'm super proud of her for. And she comes home to a house with 3 kids and me, which is really like having 6 kids. So how she does it all, I have no idea. She's a real life superhero. But because of that, we didn't really have a time in the last couple of weeks where like we have our thing planned out and we're going to sit down and do that, because she's busy all the time doing real life, really important things. So maybe in the next couple of weeks, maybe we'll get that worked out. Hopefully do something fun. But for now, we've got more time to we're just going to hang out. We don't have any pressure. We don't have a lot of shit to get to. We don't have a lot of things to show. We're just drinking our Tim Hortons and we're hanging out. Are we wearing pants? I don't know. I hope not. I know I sure am not. I do want to do a couple of new shout outs of people that I've been watching, which I really like doing, by the way, because I don't expect you, I know I shouted a lot of people in, like, I don't expect you to just like, oh my God, like, how am I going to squeeze all these people in that he's talking about? Like, you don't have to follow or subscribe or watch everybody that I watch, but you might find somebody that you've never heard of before that suddenly becomes part of your regular people that you really like. That's how I found almost all of the people that I watch, and I know that's how most of you found me too. So that's why I like doing it. Hey, I like these people, maybe you'll like them too. But because of that, because I know that's the way that most people find their new people, they heard somebody talk about them. Every now and then, I somehow, with what I consider like my regular people, I've somehow gotten all caught up with them, but I still have like an evening of stitching ahead of me, and I'm in the mood for Flosstube, and where are my people at? Where are my people at? I got stitching to do, and I'm gonna watch it. Hey, Johnny, forget about it. So sometimes when that happens, I do a thing that I call the wheel of Flosstube, where I just go to YouTube and I type in Flosstube or Flosstube number 1, and I just hit the button and see what the Flosstube gods send me. That's how I have actually found some people just doing that. That's how I found Toni, the stubborn stitcher. I just like, let's see who's out there. Let's see who I find. And that's who I found. It works really well. You find some gems sometimes just doing that. So that's what I did for the last couple of weeks, and the people that I'm going to tell you about right now. These are from my wheel of Flosstube. Let's spin the wheel and see who we found first. What? Like, we're not gonna cut away to some sort of like video of a wheel spinning or something like that? No? I thought we were gonna do that. I guess we're not gonna do that. So first, I spun my wheel and I landed on Hailey from Hailey Stitches, a relatively new Flosstuber, and from what I understand, a relatively new cross stitcher too. Like, she basically is a beginner, at least from what she doesn't look like a beginner, like from what she's doing, but she says that she's relatively new to cross stitching. So that's kind of interesting to watch. She's doing this one that is like a pattern of quilt patches, but it's like she's stitching the quilt patches. I don't really sure why I don't write some of this stuff down, and I think that I can just talk off the top of my head. I can't, but week after week, here we are. Anyway, the Flosstube gods sent me Hailey Stitches first, and I don't really know a whole lot about her or what to say about her. Like, I haven't like made friends with her. We haven't talked or anything like that. I just watched her first couple of videos and I really liked her, and I think maybe you like her too. So I'll link her below. I guess that's all I have to say about that. So next, in my wheel of Flosstube spinnings, I landed on a woman named Judi, whose channel is called Finding Judi. And she is just the most happy, joyful, like, she just exudes, like, she's excited about everything. She's happy about everyone. She's just full of joy all the time. She's really, for that reason alone, really fun to watch. She is not getting the attention that I believe that she deserves. But despite that, even she's just so genuinely excited and appreciative that anybody, like, and everybody, like, of every single person, like, she's so happy that people are watching and that people are subscribing. She's done 20 something videos so far and just passed 100 subscribers and was so excited about it. It was just like the joy is just infectious. I think that we can probably get her up a little bit higher than 100 subscribers if you're on board with that. I do think she deserves it, but I was just like, why don't I should spin this Wheel of Flosstube more often, because I've found some really great people doing that, and she's one of them. I'll link her below. Last up in my wheel spinny Flosstube adventures, still nothing, huh? Still no wheel. All right, whatever. I found another fairly new Flosstuber named Mandy, whose channel is called Homegrown and Handmade, I think. Another thing I should have written down and didn't. She's done 3 videos so far. She's this close to giving birth. I don't know when the next one's gonna come, because she's got a lot of work ahead of her with a brand new baby. But she was delightful too. She does great stuff. She's fun to watch, and she came as a with one spin, I landed 2 new regulars, because she mentioned in the video that I was watching that her sister is also a Flosstuber. So I checked out her sister too, and I liked her too. So I got two new subscriptions for the price of one. Her sister's name is Megan, and her channel's called the Jem Stitchery, and they're both great. I like them both. I'm going to link them both below. Megan, when I started listening to her talk, I was actually kind of proud of myself for this, even though I might be like, why are you always so focused on people's accents? I don't know why. But when she started talking, I was thinking to myself, she sounds a lot like Cassy Jo Stitches. Am I wrong about that? Like, why is she reminding me of Cassy? And then she mentioned that she lives in Michigan, and Cassy also lives in Michigan. And I was super proud of myself for correctly identifying an accent. Like, hey, they do sound alike. They're from the same place. I was unreasonably excited about that. Anyway, what did I even talk? I don't even know what I just said. Next time I'm going to write stuff down. But Hailey, Judi, Mandy, Megan, 4 great new Flosstubers that I found that are now part of my regulars, that I found just by letting the Flosstube gods take over and give me whatever is coming to me. And there they were. You should try it sometime. You find great people doing that. So we might as well dive right into the whips. Or should I say whip, because I only have one thing to show. But I do have another thing that is not mine. Now, this is another thing that had I been planning ahead, I would have had him here with me to talk about it himself, instead of just like stealing his thunder and doing it without him. But my boy Ethan, who is 8 years old, decided over the last couple of weeks that he wanted to learn how to cross stitch too. Now, he's said that a couple of times over the years, and I've tried to teach him, but like he was 6 the first time that he's playing with his toys constantly, and they're all having wars, and like he's full of energy. So I was skeptical about whether he was going to like just sit down with a needle and thread and do something like this. And at 6, he didn't want to do it. But now that he's 8 and he's turning 9 this year, he actually did want to do it, and he did it. And he sat there and he stitched this little bee, and look how awesome it is. This is very similar to the kind of thing that I did. The very first thing that I ever remember doing was a little tiny horse, exactly like this same size, printed on the fabric, like just to learn how to do the X's and make the stitches and whatever. We've got a new generation of stitcher coming up here, and I was super proud of him. Not only that he did it and finished it, but once he caught on, once I showed him a couple of times what to do, he was threading the needle himself. He was starting and ending his stitches properly and securely himself. He did all of the X's like in the right holes, and he did this little 21 up here for 2021 without, I didn't like tell him how to do it. He just did it. It's awesome. And he's excited to do more, and I'm excited for him to do more. So here we go. 8 years old, the beginnings of a new generation of stitcher. Maybe he'll have a floss tube in a few years talking about his heaven and earth patterns and how lame his old dad is. I don't know. That'd be awesome. So on to where I am with my one whip that I worked on over the last couple of weeks. I was impressed with myself that I resisted the temptation to work on. I really wanted to work on Chessie. I'm this close to a page finish with Alice. I only have 200 stitches left and the page is finished. Didn't touch it. Didn't touch my sunflower. I only did one thing because I wanted to see how far I would get. And that thing was this thing, my big one. I wanted to see how far I could get in 2 weeks. Let's see where I was 2 weeks ago. Here's my princess 2 weeks ago. Not even Q-snapped. Look at her. Isn't she gorgeous? How much did I get done? If I stuck to my plan, I only did this. Did I actually do that? How much of this did I get done? Did I do a whole page? Can you imagine if I do a whole page? That'd be awesome. And where I am now. I don't know if I hold this up, if you're actually going to notice how big of a difference this is. Well, we'll try it. My wife always tells me, you need to stand up into your chair. No. I'm just going to roll my chair back and hold it up, and you're just going to have to deal with what you can see. Here she is! And here's the bottom. Now, I don't know if here on this camera, if that looks significant, but it is. That right there represents the entirety of page 33. Page 33 was not even started 2 weeks ago, and now it's finished. And this right here is about 900 stitches of page 34. So I did a full page plus 900 more stitches. And I'm saying 2 weeks, but from when I started working on it to where I'm sitting here right now, 12 days. In 12 days, I did a full page and 900 stitches on the next page, which is like, I didn't really know how much I was going to do. I thought if I could get anywhere near a full page done, I would be impressed with that. And I did more than a page, and I didn't even work on it every single day. Like there were several days in there, at least 2 or 3, that I didn't work on it at all. And I still managed an entire page and a pretty significant chunk of the next page. So, hang on a second. I gotta catch my breath. So, I crunched some numbers. I ran some data, or data, if you prefer. And I've determined that if I work at around that same pace, that this much that is left right here is about 3 weeks worth of work. 3 weeks. If I work at even a similar pace as I did for the last 12 days, this will be done in 3 weeks. 3 weeks if I don't work on anything else in between. Which I only at first really wanted to do this as a kind of experiment just to see how far I would get just working on one thing. And then I would go back to my normal, like go back to Chessie and go back to Alice and just like neglect it for a while. But like, I don't know, man. I feel like I can actually see there's 36 pages. I'm on page 34. 36 isn't even a page. It's like 600 stitches or less. Like it doesn't even count. So it's really like I've got like a page and a half left. I feel like I can actually see the finish line now. It's not like, I'm getting close or I only have like 10 pages left or I'm down at the bottom row. I've rounded the corner and I can see the finish line up in the distance. It's right there. I can actually see it. So I don't know. I might just have to just give it my final push, my final sprint, and just get to the finish line. Because it's within my grasp now. It's right there. This has been as of this summer, 9 years since I started this, and I'm at the end. I'm actually at the end. Where is it? That's the top. What am I doing? What's happening right now? I'm at the end. Wherever it is in here, it's the end. Like what's left might even fit in the Q-snap. Like I might just have one more Q-snap and that's it. and it's done and it's gone forever. Like, I know that I'm just going on and on about this, but like, can you deal with one more video after this of just one whip? Because if I do this, I'm only gonna have, I'll have the next time in 2 weeks, I'll only have this to show again, and the one after that, it'll be finished, and I'll have worked on other things. If I'm done it in 3 weeks, I'll have worked on this and other things. I'll only have one more video of just this, and then it's finished. I can't. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I can't deal with it. Stop, focus, reset. So I'm getting a little excited. But like, cause I miss my other whips. I do. I want to be working on Chessie. I want to be working on my other things, but I'm just so close that I think I might just push through and finish it. What do you think? Should I just finish it? It'll be done by like the first or second week of May. The second week of May. It's done. It's done, and it's done forever. I think I should just do it. I might just do it. We'll see. That's it for the whips. So I guess we're done here, right? Bye. No, there's more. A few videos ago, I got some really awesome Stitchy kindness in the mail in the form of 2 needle minders. And I went on and on about how I'd never used needle minders before, and I didn't think I ever needed them. And then since I started using them, I wanted all the needle minders. Shower me with your needle minders. That's all I want, is just like needle minders. And guess what happened over the last couple of weeks? I got showered with needle minders. I got so much Stitchy kindness in the mail. I love getting mail. Look at what people are sending me. First of all, I got 3 awesome things from my old pal Betsy. She sent me this one. I don't know if you can see that. My camera doesn't focus very well. It says, what does it say? I'm just taking it one, are you fucking kidding me, at a time. Isn't that awesome? She also sent me these 2. F-bomb. And this one here that says, enjoy your shut the fuck up cake. Love it. I guess she must think that I am vulgar or something. I don't know where she gets that idea. Vulgar. I have never in my life said a fucking curse word to anybody ever. Fuck that. I also got part 2. I got this beautiful card and this little beer needle minder from my Flosstube friend, Alissa Jones. Thank you so much. I love it. Look at this, look, a beer. Is this me? Is this what people think of me? Fucks and beer. Perfect. My job here is done. And thirdly, can you believe this? I got 2 more from somebody who prefers to remain anonymous. I wouldn't want to be associated with me either. I don't take offense. One of them is a similar shut the fuck up cake joke, but this one is a cat. Look, it's a cat. Meow. I baked you some shut the fuck up cakes. And Alice, because I love Alice so much. And look, Alice has a huge knife. She's going to serve you a piece of cake, or she's going to cut you. Either way. Oh. Anyway, aren't they awesome? Look at this. Cat, Alice, beer, F-bombs. I love it. That's my whole life. That's my biography right there. Alice, cats, beer, fucks. Thank you all so much. I love them. I also thought it was kind of interesting how I could just whine in a video about how much I wish I had more needle minders. I want to collect all the needle minders. And suddenly, all the needle minders just start showing up in my mailbox. So I thought maybe this would be a good opportunity to put something else to the test, because I love needle minders, and I'm glad that you took the time and the effort to shower me with your needle minders. But do you know what else I like? Do you know what else I would love to collect? $100 bills. I love me some $100 bills. Now we just sit back and wait for the $100 bills to roll in. Thanks, everybody. So now that I have more needle minders than I have whips, some might argue that sounds like a good opportunity to start new things. What do you think? So I pulled out a little bit more of my stack of things again, I did this once before in one of my early videos, to just like hold them up and show you, get your opinions, or like whatever. I don't care what you do. Say something, say nothing. I don't know. Here's a bunch of patterns that I've had in my drawer for a really, really, really long time that I might never do, and I probably won't ever do, but I'm going to show you anyway. This is a stack of stuff that I'm not even sure that I'm ever in my entire life going to get to. But because I have a whole bunch of other ones that are just like PDFs on my computer that I haven't printed off yet, but I don't want to just like insert pictures, and like, I like it better when I'm sitting here and I can actually hold it up and still talk. So but you never know, like once I actually start going through these, sometimes I'm reminded of why I bought them in the first place and how much I love them. And this is also how the Sunflower Cottage stitch along started. I was just holding up my stuff going, I'm never going to get to this one, I'm never going to get to this one. And then Emma messaged me and said, hey, I have that one too, let's do it. And now we're doing it. So I don't know, maybe there's another one of these in here. Maybe another Emma stitch along will come out of this. She stitches along with everything else. How about 17 more? What's the difference? All right. I don't know if I'll get to all of these, but I'll show you some of them. This was one of the first ones I ever bought when I discovered Heaven and Earth, and when I discovered how much I love Jasmine Becket-Griffith. It's called Absinthe Mermaid. Now this one, as much as I was drawn to this one, this was part of my first cluster of Heaven and Earth patterns that I ever bought, from what I remember. My wife was flipping through this stack last night when I said that I was going to do this, and she came across this one. And she held it up and she said, this one right here, I thought she was going to say something really nice. She said, this one right here, I just want you to know that if you ever actually stitch this one, you are not hanging it in our house. Oh, but I like it though. I mean, I know it's like a dead looking girl mermaid, drugged up. Okay, I mean, I guess like I'm probably not going to do it, and if I did, I could understand her not letting me hang it, but I don't know. At the time, I thought it looked cool. What else we got? I've got some here. I showed this one briefly at the last time I did this, and I just kind of tossed it away. I was like, I'm never going to do that. But then I pick it up, and I'm like, well, why not? It's awesome. It's Casablanca. It's Humphrey Bogart. Like this will be awesome. And they've got a whole series of this kind of stuff, like Elvis and I don't know, probably James Dean and Marilyn Monroe, and like there's a whole bunch of these that are like, and like I bought it because I like it, and look how cool it looks. Why would I just assume I'm never going to do it? Look at that. That's awesome. Same with this one. This is one of the ones that when I'm like trying to pare down, we're like, I don't really need to keep all of these, do I? Like, why am I such a pattern hoarder? I hate clutter in every other aspect of my life, but I cannot get rid. I have stuff that I've had my whole life that I don't know why I even still have it. This is another one that when I'm trying to like pare down, I'm always like, I'm not going to do that one. Like, yeah, I like Charlie Chaplin, but like, look, that's kind of like, it's just quick and cartoony, and like, I'm not going to do that. And then I stop and look at it and I'm like, why won't I do it? Maybe I will do it. Every time I look at it, my first instinct is, get rid of that one. And then I'm like, no, I really like it. Maybe, and it would be kind of quick. It's not big. It's not like overwhelming, and it's Chaplin, and it's cool, and it's cartoony. This is like, why won't I do this? Maybe I will do it. This is another Jasmine Becket-Griffith that I bought. This is one of my early ones too. I mean, I like it. It's cool, but it's there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing that like, I don't want to do that one anymore. I like it enough to do it, but it's so far down on my priority list that I will never get to it unless I live to be 700 years old. I just won't ever get to it. Unless, Emma, do you have this one? Want to do a stitch along? Because that might actually convince me to get this out and do it. I don't know. Let's stitch along everything. Love me a stitch along. Not as much as Emma loves a stitch along though. This one is a new one. Well, not new, but new to me. I really love this one. My wife loves this one too. But I mean, again, like I got the big one, the really big one. It's really, really big. How big is this? It's really big. 400 stitches wide, 642 high. Should be fantastic. It would be like what an awesome thing to be hanging on the wall. But when am I going to do that? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that, but it's awesome. It's worth buying. It's worth doing. They do have a mini version of this too, though. Like if I ever actually got around to it, as much as I really love the big ones that aren't minis, but it's a time thing. Like if I ever got around to like, I'm either going to have this on my wall or not, maybe I'll do the mini. I don't know. I got the big one, but we'll see. What else we got here? One last Jasmine Becket-Griffith one that I pulled out that I kind of like, and it's small. I got it because it's small. Well, small. It's 185 by 232. Small. It's smaller than the huge ones. It's called Alice in Clockwork. I've got so many that are basically the same thing, the same style, the same artist. I'm like, I like what I like. Give me a break. Leave me alone. So this has been one that comes up often when I'm thinking about starting a new thing, because like if it was humongous, I might be like, I don't know, maybe not, but it's not. It's relatively small and manageable. So this comes up a lot when I'm like trying to decide what to do next. That, well, maybe I'll do this one. Like it's not too overwhelming, but I still haven't and don't know if I ever will, unless somebody wants to stitch along with it. What else we got here? Anything good? I like this. This is the same. I've got a few of these by the same artist. I like this kind of style too. Cartoony, big eyes, whimsical looking. This is called The Perfect Poison. I remember this was part of my early cluster of Heaven and Earth patterns too. Had I not, like, I don't know why I just sort of like, when I discovered Heaven and Earth, I had these thoughts of like, well, what if they disappear? What if they get discontinued? What if the website gets taken down? I don't know. I better just, whatever I think I like, I better just buy them. Not really having a sort of like solid plan to ever do them. This was one of those. I like it, but like I bought it because I was afraid if I don't buy it, I'm never going to have it, and I want to have it. So I don't know. I like it. I like this style, but I don't know. It's so hard to like, I don't know how to decide how to start a new thing. Because whenever I do, it honestly, and this is a ridiculous way to do it, I think, for like the amount of time and the amount of years and the amount of work that might go into one, but people have asked me, like, what goes into your process for deciding what to start next? And honestly, as much as I flip through the stack, I look at them, I think I have a plan, like, you know, years down the road, next time, this time, whatever. Like, I think I've got some sort of a solid plan, but whenever it comes time to actually deciding what's my next one going to be, it's whatever I feel like on that day. Today's the day of it. I'm starting a new one. I'm going to Michael's today or whatever. Like, today's the day. What do I feel like today? If it was a different day, it might be a different thing. What I'm doing now, Alice in a Dali Dream. And honestly, when I started that over Christmas, it was kind of just spur of the moment. I was flipping through some of my stuff and my wife saw it over my shoulder and said, "Hey, what's that one?" And I was like, "Hey, yeah, what's that one?" Okay, I'm doing that one. And now it's like, you know, it's going to take me a year or two. It's going to be on my wall forever. It's going to be passed down through the generations, I hope, like just on a whim, basically. I don't know. I do have a couple too that are non-Heaven and Earth. Here's one of them. This is another one that I always think that like, well, I bought that like back in the old days and like, I'm probably not going to do that one, but why not? It's full coverage. It's a decent size. It's an adorable looking bear. This was even one of the ones when I did my giveaway the first time. I was going through my stuff deciding what I wanted to give away. I had this one as one of the ones that I was going to give away, and then I stopped and looked at it and I was like, no, I want to actually do that one. I have the same story every time I hold one of these up. When am I going to do it? I don't know, but I like it. I couldn't part with it. I thought I could part with it. I'm going to give this one away, and I couldn't do it. Because look how cute he is. He's a bear. Look at me. I'm climbing a tree. It's me, bear. Where's my mom? I can't find my mom. Somebody help me. I've also got some of these old ones in keeping with me being a pattern hoarder. Like, why do I still have these? Or like, I can kind of justify it now, but like, why have I hung on to these for so long? Like this is one of the first ones I ever did. Back in, like, if you watched my one where I was touring my mom's house, this was one of my early ones when I was like 12 years old. I still have this. But it's got a whole bunch of fun cat patterns in it, and it's got some little ones, and it's like, you know, now I have these sort of like legitimate daydreams of like Ethan's starting to cross stitch, and maybe someday Dylan will want to cross stitch, and maybe they'll want to do some of these little ones as practice, or like, you know, like, look at this. Have a mice day. Have a mice day. That's delightful. Same with this. Like, why do I have Muppet babies? Why do I even have this? This was one of my practice ones, like when I was even like younger, like 9 or 10 or whatever. I did this Kermit, still in my mom's basement. And these ones are just tiny. Miss Piggy and like these little Muppet baby. Why do I still have these? I'm not going to do these. Why do I still have these? But now I can't get rid of it because I think, well, maybe Ethan or Dylan will want to practice on little baby Kermit, or like, I don't know. Like, I hate clutter so much. I get on everybody's case about clutter, clutter, clutter. Let's declutter. But I cannot get rid of a cross stitch pattern. I'm a hoarder. This too. Looney Tunes. Like, we all, like, I love Looney Tunes. And if this is another one. I was going to give this away in my giveaway. But I just couldn't do it. And I don't know why. I'm not going to do any of these. Is that all the characters? It's got a big, like, a big centerpiece here with the Looney Tunes. And, like, I love it. I'm not going to do it. But I cannot part with it. Maybe Ethan will want to do it. Maybe Dylan will want to do it. I don't know. I mean, that's the hoarder mentality. Somebody might someday want to use it. I get on people's cases about that for every other thing. Like, get that out of your brain. Who cares if somebody might someday? Like, there's no reason to clutter up your house with nonsense. And now here, I've been holding on to this for 30 years and I can't get rid of it. I've got a lot more on my laptop that I just haven't printed off that are actually much higher priorities than any of those. Unless somebody can, like, come at me with some enthusiasm and some convincing about, like, oh yeah, you should do that mermaid one or whatever other one that you just saw, and like convince me, that get me excited about it to actually do it. Not that I want you to actually don't. I'm not. That wasn't in like I wasn't encouraging you to do that. Don't do that. But that's what Emma did when she saw the sunflower, and that's why I'm now stitching the sunflower. If I'm going to start something new, it's probably more likely going to be Jacob's Modern Folk Embroidery stitch along, which I still haven't started. I bought it, but I paid for it. I get it at the first of the month. I get out oh, yeah, here's the next piece, and I still haven't started it. So he got my money, and I haven't stitched the thing, and maybe I never will. Joke's on him. Wait, no, joke's on me. Also, there's another Emma stitch along coming up in June that is Christmas related, and I am a real sucker for Christmas. I love Christmas. And it looks, you know, small enough and easy enough that I could probably start it in June and be finished it well before Christmas. So I'm really tempted, but especially if I finish Princess in May, free up some time to start something new, maybe something small, maybe the Christmas one. Maybe. Also, because these stitch alongs that she keeps doing, she's stealing all my friends from me. So if I don't jump in and get involved, I'm going to wake up one day and my whole squad's going to be gone. It's not my squad anymore. It's Emma's squad. Remember how great it was back in the old days when I had stitchy friends before they all got stolen by Emma? Those were the days. Memories of the smiles we left behind. Misty watercolored memory of the way we were. Oh my. Anyway, so that is a leading contender for something that I might start as a new thing. It's Christmassy, and it'll be my one last ditch effort to cling to my friends before Emma steals them all. Well, I guess that's it for that. Maybe if I get ink for my printer again. My printer ran out of ink again. That's why I showed these ones instead of ones that are actually a higher priority. But I don't know. I like some of these. I'm not saying I'm never going to do them. It's rekindled my love for them to look at them again. So we'll see. It depends on the day. Whenever I decide to start a new thing, whatever I decide on that day, might be one of these, might be something else. I don't know. Until then, thanks for looking at my stack of stuff that's been in my drawer forever and it's probably going to stay in my drawer forever and I'm never going to do them, but maybe I will. Well, I think that's enough for today. I don't know if that was really legitimate or not, if that was worth, like, same with, like, this is what I was worried about last time. I don't know. If I'm only working on this one thing, if it's still worth, like, maybe I'll just finish it and then I'll make a video after I finish it, or I don't know. None of you seemed very enthusiastic about that. I was actually quite touched by the amount of people that were really seemed to be genuinely horrified at the suggestion that I might take longer than 2 weeks to make another video. All right, well, I'll do something. maybe if I push really hard, maybe I'll finish this in 2 weeks, or I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to Chessie. Maybe I'll just roll around and around like I have been. I don't know. Honestly, I have no plans and no idea what I'm going to do. Stop rambling. You're just going on and on. Anyway, point being, I don't know what I'm going to do for the next couple of weeks. I don't know what I'm going to work on. I don't know how far I'm going to get. I have no plans, no goals, no nothing. So it's going to be a mystery 2 weeks for everybody. So that might actually be kind of fun. So we'll see where I'm at 2 weeks from now. If I've got enough to make another legitimate floss tube, maybe it'd be a better opportunity for me to start doing some other silly things, and we'll just wait till Princess is done. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Until then, thanks for watching. I hope this was enough. I love you all. Go check out the people that I mentioned. I'll get in touch with the winner of my Heaven and Earth giveaway, and I'll see you next time.